Driving up the coast, I stopped at a petrol station about 2 hours out of Wollongong. I was scrolling through Wikicamps looking for a place to stay that night. There was an ad for a place called Ravensdale Manor, described as an Edwardian country estate converted to a hotel. I selected a room. Anzac Day special, 130. With one click, I treated myself to a slice of luxury for that night. I plugged the address into my maps, tuned into my favourite murder podcast, and hit the road. By the time the podcast had finished, I was parking at Ravensdale Manor. Below the grand double doors stood an older man in a black tailcoat. He asked me if I had a booking. I nodded. He took my duffel bag and led me through the foyer to the reception. He checked me in and took me to my room. "My name's Jack. If you need anything, dial 0, he said, pointing to this black rotary telephone that sat upon a carved wooden table beside a grand king-size bed. "Dinner will be served in the dining room at 7 p.m. Jack asked if I had a dinner jacket. I didn't. By 7, there was one laid out on the bed. A long table stretched the full length of the dining room. On one side sat 2 older women dressed elegantly. Jack pulled the chair out and seated me next to them. He introduced me as Stephen. The middle-aged man across from me, who was also dressed in a black suit, said, "I'm Arthur, and this is my wife, Cordelia." She wore a cream-coloured gown with flowers in her hair. "It's our wedding day," she said. "We renewed our vows." The lady next to me introduced herself as Beatrice and her sister Violet. I asked if there was a menu. "No, dear," she said, "but you shan't be disappointed." And I wasn't. Roast lamb and vegetables on a silver platter, rich gravy over crispy potatoes. Violet handed me this leather-cased Leica camera and asked me to take a photograph of the group. They all stared straight ahead as I took the photo, including Jack, who stood behind the married couple. Arthur said that their first wedding day was quite the disaster. After the ceremony, there was a terrible fire that destroyed a large portion of the estate. They spent their honeymoon in the hospital recovering. We had trifle for dessert and chatted till midnight. I didn't wake up until 9 the next morning. I went down to the dining room. That long table had been replaced with several small tables and a breakfast buffet along the wall. After I ate, I asked the girl if Jack was in. She said, "I'm new," and she didn't know of a Jack. In the foyer, past the reception, there were old framed black and white photographs on the wall. There, in the centre, was the wedding photograph of Arthur and Cordelia. Next to it, the picture that I'd taken with the Leica, all staring at the camera. Beatrice and Violet, Arthur and Cordelia, with Jack standing behind them. The caption read their names and the date, April the 25th, 1920. I'll never forget my stay at Ravensdale Manor.